Welcome everyone, my name is Gayle, and in this video we're going to be focusing on our neck, this thing that attaches our head to our body and often gets like stiff and tight, and neck tension can even cause like headaches, that kind of problem. So we want to create space in our neck between our shoulders and our ears and have our neck be nice and strong, and notice the alignment of our head over our shoulders. So typically we tend to lean forward a little bit from looking down at the computer, at our phones, eating, driving. So ideally we want our head back in line, like right between our front ribs and our back ribs, so it's not jutting forward or hanging forward. So let's begin by just doing some gentle neck stretches. So remember, we're thinking of length. So instead of dropping your ear toward your shoulder or pulling it down, think of lifting the opposite ear up. So lifting your left ear up will automatically lower that right ear, but without this compression that we often get. So lift up through the left ear. And then come back to center, and same thing other side. Remember, we're lifting up, so lift up from the right ear. So your left ear naturally lowers down, but you don't want to lift your shoulder to your ear, just let the shoulder relax. And we'll go back and forth a couple more times, and you can add on if you want. So remember, lifting the left ear up, maybe reach the left arm out to the side, and notice what happens if you internally rotate your shoulder, or if you externally rotate the shoulder. Notice what happens if you rest your fingertips on the floor versus if you lift your arm up. And see if you can feel the whole chain of fascia, so that even if we're stretching one area, other areas are affected. Then float your head up, and same thing other side. So reach your right ear up. That also kind of lengthens your spine and keeps you sitting nice and tall. And you can just do that with your hand resting on your knee, or you could stretch your arm out and play with internal rotation and external rotation. And you may be surprised at all the sensations that you feel just from this simple movement. Good. Come back up to center. And now think of lifting the back of your skull up. So right, that depression at the base of your skull, think of lifting that up so your chin will lower down. Place your hands on your chest and then lift your chin up. And feel that stretch in your tissues and your fascia. So we're always thinking of lifting the back of the head up and then lifting the chin up. Just moving nice and slowly. Feeling the range of motion and the stretch. Good. Come back to center. Now we're going to turn our head from side to side. So turn and look over your right shoulder and see if you can use your left eye to kind of wrap around behind you and look behind you. So we're doing a little bit of an eye exercise as well. Come back through center, turn your head to the left, and look with your right eye over your left shoulder. And just slowly go from side to side. You don't want to stretch so hard that you create excess tension, but just enough so that you feel like, okay, I'm going a little bit further than maybe I normally do. But I'm not going to take it to a place where I could injure myself, or where I start feeling my whole body tense up, because my body knows I'm going beyond its limits. Try and keep your chin as level as you can, rather than dropping it or lifting it. Good. Come back to center, and we'll combine a couple of those. So lift your left ear up, and then lift the back of your head up. Lift your right ear up. Back of the head comes up. Left ear up. Lift the back of the head. Lift the right ear up. And just take this nice and slow. So it's almost like you're drawing a half circle. Good. And now just rest and notice the placement of your head. If it's still jutting forward, you can think of like pulling your elbows in by your sides to lift your chest up and then softening your ribs towards your hips. So you're not jutting out. Just nice long spine, letting your shoulders relax. And we'll do one more thing for our neck, which is to build some strength. So lie on your back. Your knees can be bent and resting in on each other. And just tuck your chin a little bit and lift your chin. And try and find a place that feels more or less neutral, as if the plane of your face was parallel to the ceiling. And all I want you to do is just lift your head off the floor a teeny bit, trying to keep your chin in neutral and just holding that head up. So this is holding up 8 pounds of matter. It's not easy. At least it's not easy for me. And lower down. So we're not trying to lift way up. We're just trying to hold our head up off the floor a little bit without tucking or lifting the chin too much. So let's try that again. The shoulders stay down and the head lifts up just a little bit. Feel all those neck muscles working. At the same time, you want to breathe and you don't want to arch your back. So keep your back flat. Oh, lower down. You could probably hear from my voice how strenuous that was for me. But again, you don't have to do it that long. Maybe we'll just do one more time. Just a slight lift, keeping the ribs down, the back ribs down. The head just slightly lifting. Hold it here for a couple of breaths. Whew, and lower down. And for the last thing today, we'll just do that, turning our head from side to side, but with our head on the floor. So it's giving us like a level ground to move from. So just turn your head as far as you can to the right and lift up back to center and turn your head to the left. Just take your time and easily glow, like flow and glow side to side. Maybe not go, don't push it quite as hard as you might have before, but just let it be a gentle flowing motion. Come back up to center, hug your knees into your chest, maybe lift your shoulders off the floor. Rock up to seated. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope your neck feels like longer and more graceful and a little stronger even. So I would love to hear from you. If you would leave a comment below, share this with your friends, practice, consistency is key, and see you again soon.